Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Halftime on the Hudson. This is the last episode of MCTV for the school year. I'm your host, Nick Chirito, joined by Johnny Martirano, Mike Duda, and graduating senior Derek Tagallo, which this is his final show, but don't worry, we'll get into that a little bit later. But up first, I want everyone to recognize what this is.
It's your screensaver.
It's not my screensaver. No.
Yellow, and orange.
Can we go to Camp 3, please? Can we go to Camp 3?
Looks like a nice sunset to me.
Can we go to Camp 3, please? I'm waiting. Do you know what that is? It's orange and blue skies. Orange and blue skies. Because not even 10 minutes ago, with 3:12 left in the third quarter, the Celtics led the Knicks 73-53, and the Knicks went on a 38-17 run to win 91-90, and for the second straight game, the Knicks came back from 20 points. Jalen Brunson once again came up with big clutch shots and 2 clutch free throws, solidifying his clutch player of the year. Mikal Bridges with another defensive play to close the game. The Knicks improved to 2-0 on the series, are now 5-0 on the road, and the road teams remain undefeated in the conference semifinals. This comeback was incredible. I'm going to hand this over to Mike Duda. Just what's your reaction?
Look, it's the New York Knicks, man. I mean, they looked real good 2 nights in a row coming back, particularly in the third and fourth quarters. Not hot starts to the game, but look, I mean, they're winning games, and that's what matters. And apparently the Celtics are supposed to be so good and just lost 2 at TD Garden. I mean, if the Knicks are coming back on the road, just wait till they go to MSG, man. I mean, come on, Nick. Are you not excited right now? Are you not hyped up?
Oh, I might. They probably can't tell this, but my voice is pretty much gone. I wish I could do the Stephen A. Orange and blue skies, baby. It's orange and blue skies. But well, there's nothing more that I can say. Derek, I know you have an opinion on something. So, what do you think?
I think it's great. New York needs New York 2-0. I love seeing Boston stink it up. That's what they've done the first 2 games. So it's quite beautiful to see the Celtics be down 2-0. And all the Knicks fans and New York media going into the series, I don't know what you guys are expecting, but it seemed like it was going to be Celtics in 5, Celtics in 6, Celtics this, Celtics that. Well, guess what? You're on the home floor.
All the ESPN analysts.
2 games. That's beautiful if you're a New York sports fan. So this is what I love in sports. Boston losing. It's pure beauty. It's pure beauty.
What about Celtics in 3?
Oh,
was that supposed to be something from David Fortnite? Celtics in 3. Oh, Celtics in 3. They don't even belong in our gym.
Johnny, I know you're not the biggest NBA fan. Don't worry. You'll have your moment to shine real soon. But second straight game, Celtics blow a 20-point lead in the third quarter. This time it was a lot worse. The game also ended on a 21-2 run. Celtics made 1 field goal in the last 8 minutes. What's not working for them?
I mean, I know the Knicks, they didn't beat the Celtics at all in the regular season. Maybe the Celtics are, underestimating them a little bit because of last year's playoffs. The Knicks lost. I mean, they were injured. I know they had played each other, but, Knicks, they had some struggles this year. Obviously, I said they didn't beat the Celtics, so could be that. But to get 2 wins on the road in Boston against one of your biggest rivals, that's huge. And headed back to the Garden, which is one of the best places to play, best atmospheres, it's going to be something to watch.
And, dude, what about the performance that Jason Tatum has had in the first two games.
I mean, Tatum's been just like the rest of the Celtics team. They can't shoot. 25 from deep, 32.6 overall tonight. They're just not shooting. You don't score when you're not shooting. And I know the Knicks defense has been really solid. Don't get me wrong. They're not shooting.
Across two games, the Boston Celtics are 25 of 100 from three-point line during the first two games.
That's real good.
Shoot, man.
So yesterday, 10 of 40 from three today. Yesterday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, or game one, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum combined for a 10 of 41 from three in game one. And I think what's being overlooked here, Boston took 8 more shots than the Knicks. They simply took 8 more shots than the Knicks. They're out-rebounding them. And the Knicks are just somehow finding a way to win. And luckily for the Knicks, they're just out shooting them from three, which it's so hard to do for the Celtics, against the Celtics, because the last season they won a championship, and dominantly so won a championship by making a ton of threes. And for some reason, they're not hitting them, and it's costing them. And the Knicks have done what they've done all year. If the game is close, what is defined as clutch time, 5 points within 5 minutes, the Knicks are almost guaranteed to win those games. And now, in Jalen Brunson's time as a Knick, they've played 32 playoff games. 22 of those games have been decided by 10 points or less. Knicks are 15-7 in those games.
I'll go back to the Celtics point. I like how you mentioned that they took 8 more shots. They took 9 more shots from deep.
And that's not that big.
They took 9 more shots.
They always take more shots than
I realize that, but they're not converting on them. They took 9 more shots and made 1 more. They're just not hitting. They're not hitting their shots.
And I think what's being overlooked about this, the Celtics were not only heavy favorites to win this series, they were heavy favorites to win it all.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. I don't like them. I'm a Knicks fan. I want them to lose. But just from an analyst standpoint, it's hard for me to pick against them. Like I said, I had no basketball reason for my prediction to be Celtics in 7, outside of the fact that I want the Knicks to win. And now that they're down 2-0, they have to win both in Madison Square Garden. They have to. If they want any chance, they have to. If they go down 3-1, the Knicks just need to win 1 out of 3 games. And they had a game plan in the first half to attack the rim. Jaylen Brown made that apparent by attacking the rim. But then all of a sudden, it just fell apart in the second half. And not to mention, Kristaps Porzingis, he only played 13 minutes. He's dealing with an illness. Last year, he missed from, I think, game 2 or game 3 from the first round. He wasn't back until game 1 of the finals, and they still ran through the East.
I don't know. I mean, without Kristaps, like you just said, they're losing. But you
they have the experience to win without him.
I just being up 2-0 in the series. It's nice that they're going back home. But
teams win just under 86% of the time when up 2-0 in the series.
You can't get ahead of yourselves here. I've seen the other sports, especially with New York teams, up 2-0. Especially the Rangers the last couple of years, they blow the series. So just try to ride this momentum at home in front of your fans. Place can be rocking. They need to take 1 or 2 the next best case scenario, or if they split, that won't be the worst, but let's try to win at home.
The Yankees, anyone? Try 3-0 with the Yankees in 2004. Just had to take my shots at the Yankees. But go ahead with your conversation. Let's go Knicks.
Wow, dude, really, Derek, we haven't heard from you in a while. I mean,
that is
he has
ridiculous. You bring up
Okay.
I mean,
You know what? Okay,
terrible.
before
2004. New York
Okay.
just beat Boston tonight.
Hey, I'm gonna have to step in here, and I just want to give a quick little soliloquy on repeating. Since 2019, almost every single team, besides the 2021 Lakers, that won the finals. The following year, they lost in the conference semifinals. Right now, it's looking like the Celtics are about to do that. And I think what's going to be a real bad stain on the Celtics, particularly Jason Tatum. A lot of Celtics fans are saying face of the league. That's a big conversation. Who's the face of the league after LeBron? Jason Tatum wants to be in that conversation. For whatever reason, I can never wrap my arm around him as one of those as an MVP level player, like a Shea or a Jokic, specifically from an advanced stat standpoint, as I'm a big advanced stat nerd. But also, we're going to have to reevaluate what we talk about as greatness in the NBA, because we haven't had a repeat champion since the Warriors. And if the Celtics lose, and as long as it's not the Nuggets or Warriors to repeat, then we're going to have a seven or six straight year with a different champion.
I want to go back to your Tatum point. He's supposed to be this MVP. He's supposed to be the face of the league after LeBron leaves. I can't wrap my arm around that as well. Like you said, Nick, he can't get it done in the playoffs. I mean, he had a pretty solid first half in game one. Didn't make a single shot to close out that game. 5 of 19 in game one. And then you go here to game two. He's 7 of 23. He's not shooting. He's not playing in the playoffs when you can prove that you are the most valuable player. He's not doing it.
All right, well, we're going to have to switch things over, even though the NBA playoffs have been crazy. But we're going to switch over to Johnny's sport, NHL playoffs. We're going to start off with that Game 7 between the Blues and the Jets. Johnny, what's your reaction to the game-tying goal with a second left?
That was one of the best goals I've ever seen live. I was actually in the library at the time doing some work. I saw they were down by 2, a couple minutes left, so I was like, I'll take a break, watch the last couple minutes, and then they went to double overtime. But not that goal, but the next goal, the 1.6 second left, that was insane to watch. I don't think there's ever been a goal that late in a Game 7 before. And the guy who scored, Cole Perfetti, that was the second of the game. He's a young player. But it was just insane to watch and insane that they won the game as well.
Look at that shot. I mean, I actually didn't see that shot. I didn't see the goal. I watched the overtime winner. Look at that. He was falling down. Literally falling as he shot it. Man, what a shot.
I mean,
look at that.
Beautiful play.
And now that the second round is underway, the Maple Leafs beat the Panthers in Game 1, they haven't won a Stanley Cup in forever. Hurricanes beat the Capitals. Actually, the Maple Leafs are up 2-0, my mistake. And the Stars and the Jets are playing their first game right now. Johnny, who do you think is going to walk away from all this?
I think all these are pretty intriguing series. I mean, I'll start with Toronto and Florida. To be up 2-0 against the defending Stanley Cup champions, it's pretty good. And Toronto have not had a lot of playoff success in recent memories. Like you said, they haven't won a cup in a long time, since 1967.
And they're a Canadian team.
Yeah.
My hockey experience or knowledge is not that great, but I do know that the Canadian teams love to win the Stanley Cup.
Well, actually, there hasn't been a winner since 1993, a Canadian team.
Oh, well, see? There we go.
But maybe this is the year. I mean, Winnipeg,
Derek?
Toronto, Edmonton.
The Oilers?
Yeah.
Question mark? Connor McDavid? He
mean,
needs one.
If you have McDavid on your team, you can win it any night. I mean, they almost came back in the Stanley Cup last year after being down 3-0. But Toronto and Florida still, it's pretty intriguing to me. If Toronto could pull this off, go to the conference finals, you never know what could happen.
And as someone do you still play for club hockey?
I do.
So as someone who's been on the ice, what's the big difference? Because everyone says playoff hockey, different experience. What makes that big difference?
It's just the intensity. It's 10 times faster, 10 times harder shots, harder hits, just everything. In the playoffs, this is where like heroes and legends are made. They just up their game so much. You have a lot of like unsung heroes in the playoffs, like in-depth players scoring big goals. It just elevates your game, makes you a different player almost.
And Derek, I'm going to kick this over to you, specifically asking about Connor McDavid. Where last year, I think the Oilers were down 3-0, right? Yeah. They forced a Game 7. Unfortunately, was not able to do it. But Connor McDavid is looking to become one of, if not the greatest hockey player ever. What would a Stanley Cup mean for him?
Means that you're in the discussion to be the guy. You look at all the NHL buzz. It's been about Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby for a lot of the time. When you're able to win, especially playoff hockey, Johnny talks about the environment. When you're able to do something like that, it puts you on a pedestal of, okay, you did it once, you can do it another time, you can do it another time. And we see in sports in general, not just hockey, but once you're able to win a championship, however you want to verbalize the championship, you get so much more attention, and you could be the greatest. You could even go further than being the greatest in terms of now you're known as that guy.
Yeah, so gonna just take some advice I got before we went live from producer Lucas Picaro that Dallas Stars are going to win it all. I don't know what your take on
Tyler
that, Johnny,
Seguin.
is. How safe of a pick you think that is?
I think
Why am I
that's,
hearing? Okay,
that's a good pick. I mean, they finished second in the
they
Central
almost. I mean,
Division.
they almost made the Stanley Cup Finals last year too.
They're a good team. Their top scorer now, Mikko Rantanen, was traded mid-season to them. Signed a huge contract. He's been insane for them in the first round and playoffs so far. They're playing Winnipeg, who finished first in the league, but their goalie, Connor Hellebuck, he's probably consensus best goalie in the league when it comes to the playoffs. He just cannot get it done. He hasn't played up to his Vezina stats. He won the goaltender of the year last year. He just struggles in the playoffs, so that's something to watch out. But I think Dallas could get through Winnipeg, and then it's Edmonton or Vegas then. I think they have a good shot.
All right, and last thing for Duda, your team, first overall pick.
Yeah, I was real surprised with that one. I don't have the stats in front of me because my computer decided to die, but I think we were, give or take, not in the bottom 10. I'd say maybe we were the 12th worst team in the league and 13th. So honestly, they were on the verge of the playoffs, and now they come in, new lottery system, and they get the number 1 overall pick. When they drew that bull number 13, man, I was hyped up. Heard there's a really good prospect coming out of the draft as well, Johnny. I don't know if you want to talk on that behalf, but I think the Owls are getting a good guy in the number 1 overall pick.
I was wrong. It was 10.
Yeah, there's one of the top prospects named James Higgins. He went to BC. He grew up on Long Island, huge Islanders fan. So that could be something to watch. I don't know.
Homegrown kid. You have it with Palmieri right now. Granted, he didn't start with the team, but that'd be fun.
It would be cool to watch. It would suck as a Ranger fan, but Islanders got to win something once in a while. They haven't won in a while, but
they four-peated.
Dude, to your point, the Islanders went 35-35 with 12 overtime, so 82 points on the season.
No, they were a very
obviously they weren't as bad as the Flyers or the Boston Bruins
Or the Sharks.
or the Blackhawks, or the Kraken. Ooh, wow, that was a bad voice crack.
Cracking voice for the Kraken.
Yeah.
meant to be.
But the odds were in their favor.
They weren't even that bad. That's the funny thing. When you look at their season, they were on the verge of the playoffs for a lot of games. I would say maybe with 7 to go, 6 to go, that's when they fell out of it. But odds wound up in our favor, and we got the number 1 overall pick. So I'm not complaining for sure.
I'm not sure if I'm getting word from the studio if I need to wrap this up yet. But overall, the playoffs, not just for the NBA, the NHL, has been tremendous. And that's all the time we have for you for our discussion topics. We're going to head over to Prove Your Point, where you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Let's check out Max Softball. I need to get my whole body. But yes, I'm good. Tuning in from the first game of the Max Softball tournament between Quinnipiac and Ryder. Right now, it is going into the bottom of the 4th, halfway done, tied at 0-0. As predicted, it is a pitching matchup between Anna Marie Grosskritz and Sydney Horan. Whoever scores the first run more than likely is going to win this game. And with Ryder being the home team, they got a big advantage batting last. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Cerrito from the Red Fox Report, tuning in from the MAC softball tournament here in Poughkeepsie, New York. Yesterday, games 1 and 2 got canceled and got moved to this morning. Up first, we have number 7 Canisius versus number 6 Ryder. This is the first elimination game. Ryder on a 3-game win streak and Canisius on a 4-game win streak entering this game. Canisius led by MAC Rookie of the Year, Tabitha Van Colin. One of the best offenses in the MAC, but pitching-wise, they are bottom 5. Ryder, middle-of-the-pack offense, and a great pitching team. When they play together, Canisius won 2 out of 3 games. It's going to be fun. Game update number 2. Right now, we're in the top of the 6th, but moving back to the bottom of the 5th, Ryder was able to string along 3 consecutive hits. The big one being by Shelby Dyer, who struggled for the majority of the season, but was able to squeak a ball past the infield to drive in a go-ahead run as Ryder leads 1-0, needing 5 more outs to move on to play Iona. Prove your point. Prove your point. This is officially our last prove your point of the school year. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of sad. It's also going to be my last time hosting it for the foreseeable future. And I had a long day covering MAC softball, and apparently our strobe lights are not working. But up first, from Long Island, we have Michael Duda, who hopefully goes through the right doors this time. And thank you. Yeah, so, I mean, saw you like a couple minutes ago. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday evening in New York?
Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain whatsoever. Life's good. I don't have a mic.
Where's your mic bag?
I was never provided with one. I thought we were using standing.
Are we using standing mics for this? I don't know.
I don't have an IFP. I won't lie to you.
But up next, we got Derek DeGallo, the senior from Rhode Island, Boise State fan, who may or may not be a gummy bear in his final prove your point. Oh, there he is. For some reason I couldn't see you.
Yeah.
Derek may be small in stature, but you cannot not hear his voice. Derek, how are you doing? And you don't have a mic either, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, so we have some technical difficulties going on right now, where I am going to try and ad-lib my way through this before.
Oh, don't even worry.
We're back. We're back with Duda. Duda, how did you like MAC softball today?
Oh, MAC softball was fantastic today. It was some good coverage. We enjoyed it. We had a good time.
Yeah. So four games were played today. 10 runs scored across
3-1-0 games.
I know that's
Welcome to the
two
MAC.
2.5 runs per game. 2.5
Welcome to the
runs
MAC.
per game. Is your mic on?
I think so. I believe so. Yes, it's on.
We got Derek. We got Derek. Perfect. Derek, graduating soon. Last show as well. What's the thought process here as your college career?
Or process on what?
Process on both. Final prove your point.
It's nice
Graduating.
To say goodbyes to everybody that I actually have to say goodbye. Just kind of dip, but now I actually have to say goodbyes to people, and it's fun. It feels nice because people actually are appreciative for things I've done.
I appreciate you, Derek. Although I don't appreciate your debates.
Well, you know what? We all know that these two like to put on a show.
We do.
And not too long ago, just 2 weeks ago, mock draft. And that's exactly what our Prove Your Point is going to be about. Up first, there was a lot of big news. For example, Jacksonville trading up to get Travis Hunter, going back to his hometown. But first topic, most surprising decision in the draft, Derek. Who had it?
You mentioned it, buddy. I mean, the Jaguars traded up to get Travis Hunter. Number one, this is surprising because who would have thought? First year GM with the Jaguars, you go up, trade to get your guy in Travis Hunter. That is unprecedented when, number one, we're not sure about the quarterback position at Trevor Lawrence. We're not sure about the run game. We're not sure about the edge rushers. We're basically not sure about the entire organization because they got a new head coach and a new general manager. You trade up to get your guy in Hunter. Well, guess what? It's also surprising because you look at the Browns.
Oh, sorry for the technical difficulties,
And
guys.
if
Derek
you're the,
doesn't even know how to turn on his mic.
I thought it was on,
Wow.
but anyways,
Really?
I'll just continue to talk.
Well,
But
most surprising decision.
it was Travis Hunter
There we go.
going up and being selected by the Jaguars. Not that he was selected number 2, but that he was selected by the Jaguars because the Jaguars had to trade up to get him. Brownies traded down, in which they went down 3 spots at pick 5, which was interesting. But it was an interesting move because it wasn't expected. We were supposed to see Wash for the first 4 picks.
I get that. I understand that, but I don't think it's surprising that Jacksonville traded up because you get 2 players in one when it comes to Travis. Most surprising move is the fact that the Browns decided to be so idiotic that they took 2 quarterbacks. They took 2 QBs. First, they draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd. Yay, fantastic. You found your future. Lefty quarterback, by the way. Love my lefties. And then you take Shedeur in the 5th?
Shedeur.
Why? You have a quarterback room of 5 QBs.
And they all stink.
You got old
Wait,
man
wait.
Flacco. You got Deshaun Watson on a massive contract.
Watson's
Kenny
not
Pickett's
playing.
just sitting there with his little hands.
Hey,
You
he's
got
a
2
friend
guys
of the
you
school.
drafted.
Friend
Yes,
of the
but
school.
they're-
Kenny Pickett.
Why?
Because they don't have one.
They got Deshaun Watson.
He's going to be out for the year.
Okay, go with Joe Flacco. Go with Dylan Gabriel, who you selected.
Wait, but Shedeur going in the 5th round made sense because if you had a grade for Shedeur as a 3rd, 4th round guy, you draft him in the 5th round. The reason the Browns drafted Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders was because he was a more mobile quarterback. But if Sanders is falling to you, why not take a quarterback? You know what they say? Quarterback is the most important position.
You
can
4.
never, and they all stink.
Derek, you
So you
got
need
4
more.
of them, and you're gonna say the
They
future.
still stink.
You're gonna say the future is Dylan Gabriel. How about you put some faith into the
And
guy?
why not get a
If
backup?
Shedeur,
Why not get a backup?
because you
in
have
Sanders?
5 quarterbacks.
But why not? You don't know if any of those quarterbacks are any
You have
good.
5. What do I need? A backup
Well,
to the backup
Watson,
to the backup of the backup?
Number 1, Watson doesn't count because he's out for the year. So
Okay,
you really have 4.
great.
You traded for Kenny Pickett, and let's be honest, he's not good. And Joe Flacco is old. He's old man Jonas. He should just be the quarterback coach. He shouldn't actually be on the roster. So Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, you do need a starting quarterback. And the second most important position in football is the backup quarterback. Because if your quarterback gets hurt, which happens often, you need someone to replace him. We've seen it time and time again. You can never have enough quarterbacks.
Does anyone care about the offensive line?
Wait, I mean, you need a
The
quarterback.
second most important position is a guy who holds a clipboard for 17 weeks?
Yes.
Come on. Look, I know the value was there with Sanders, and he probably should have gone way earlier. But why are you taking a second quarterback? That's so
To
dumb.
be a backup.
You got such a full room.
It's cheap.
You have Kenny Pickett.
It's cheap.
Kenny Pickett's
It
a
is
backup.
cheap.
Joe Flacco's a backup.
It's a cheap
They're
contract.
cheap. Both of them are cheap.
Yeah. So why not get a quarterback on a cheap rookie deal?
You did. You got Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, that's good. That's not
so
surprising.
don't take Shedeur.
But you
Why?
got 2 now. Because
I haven't even gotten into my facts, but I think Shedeur is terrible.
Okay. You know what?
Horrible locker room
Okay,
presence. And you
okay.
wasted
You know what?
fifth
You
on
know
him.
what, dude? I
Right,
really
round
love the
pick.
way you say Shedeur.
Big whoop.
Shedeur.
Shedeur.
Shedeur. Really love it. Really love it.
Shedeur.
Not gonna lie. I think the most surprising thing was the Giants trading up to get Jackson Dart.
No.
But
Good move.
not
now we're
surprising.
gonna move on I don't know if this is just favorite pick or the best pick, but Duda, favorite pick of the draft.
The guy I wanted in Gang Green, but he went number 5, Mason Graham. I go back to the Browns. I bashed the Browns just a segment ago, but they trade down. They now get a pick for next year in the first. They got an extra second. They got more draft capital later in this year's draft, and they still got the third most talented prospect in this class. That's a great move by Cleveland. Mason Graham is a beast. He will be a top interior lineman for a while. He's a great player, great pick, and you traded down to get him.
Derek, please tell me it's that guy right there.
It is not that guy right
okay.
there. But you look at
That was a great pick, though.
It was a good pick, and Graham was a good pick. You know what was an elite pick, the best pick of the draft? Possibly this team now has a potential to go to the Super Bowl. Yes, I'm going there. The Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
Ashton Jeanty. Remember the name. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. I already got it. Ashton Jeanty is my favorite player of all time.
I should have known.
Went to Boise State. Should have won the Heisman, number 1. Number 2, the Raiders need a running back. You got offensive minds. Let's think about it here. Pete Carroll's the head coach. He what is his job? What does he like to do? Run the rock. He had Marshawn Lynch with Seattle. Now he's got a guy in Jeanty. Run that rock. You know who his offensive coordinator is? Chip Kelly. What did he do at Ohio State? What has he done at Oregon? Run the football. You know who their running back is? They basically had nobody. Give Ashton Jeanty the football. That is the favorite. That's my favorite pick. And guess what? Watch out for those Raiders with Jeanty, man. Jeanty is for real. You know, he actually possibly could win MVP next year.
Dude, before you go, we all should have known it was the Boise State guy.
That we should have. Big Mountain West guy over here.
Huge Mountain West guy.
Ever heard of Bryson Daly? Quarterback, Army. Yep. You know, he almost had as many rushing touchdowns as your boy Ashton Jeanty.
Well, because Jeanty got taken out after.
Do you realize that? Do you realize that the numbers are similar between a quarterback from Army, a quarterback?
You're just talking about touchdowns.
And Ashton Jeanty.
You're not talking about yardage. You're not talking about the amount of carries.
Okay.
You're not talking about
Should
any
I
of
be
that stuff.
comparing a quarterback to a running back in any statistical
What you're
category?
comparable is
No,
stupid.
but here we
Because
are.
You're just comparing about touchdowns.
They're similar in touchdowns for a guy that is not even
why
going
does
to
that
be in the
matter?
draft.
Why does that matter, though?
Not
in
even
terms
going
of
to get
touchdowns?
drafted.
Why does touchdowns matter?
Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley as a runner? Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley as a runner?
Barkley as a runner.
But doesn't Jalen Hurts have more rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, I believe, has more rushing
Okay.
touchdowns. Also, you're comparing. Okay, you're comparing a quarterback who runs strictly, mainly in the red zone. That's what Daly is. He's a red zone runner. You know what Jeanty does? He's not just a in the red zone guy. Did you watch the Georgia Southern game? Did you watch the Oregon game? Have you watched Boise State tape? You're talking about the greatest running back that we will ever see in our lifetime, number one. He is the greatest running. He's going to be better than Jim Brown, by the way. He's going to be better than Jim Brown. People are already comparing him to Emmitt Smith. I'm all over Jeanty right now because when you look at him, he's got a great body type, number one, great running ability, great pass protection. He to me, he's gotten superstar written all over it. I mean, there is so much that you can say about Jeanty and what he can do for the Raiders offense that it's just like favorite pick. I mean, if you didn't pick Jeanty, I would actually be ashamed of you. That's what it really comes down to.
Derek, just one question. You got 1 sentence to answer it. Raiders offensive line, good or bad?
Mid.
Okay.
Did you watch the Penn State game? He wasn't very good in the playoffs against
I would
Penn State.
disagree, actually. If you look at
running into the line.
You look at the Penn State defense.
I watched the entirety of that game.
Abdul Carter.
How many times did a running back or a quarterback have 100 rushing yards or more? Not often. You know what Jeanty did? He had that. You know why?
In dead time when they were down 20?
You know why? Because he's that guy.
Because
he's a dog. Jeanty's a dog.
So let the little guy talk. The real reason is because it was dead time and the team was down by 20, so they don't really care. That's the real reason. Derek will never admit that as a Boise
Well,
State.
yes. They didn't run the
Okay.
He did get 100 yards, though.
We are not debating Mason Graham at all because we all know he was a phenomenal
fine pick.
I rest my case.
He was a fine pick, but it wasn't that great. You could have gone anywhere.
Mason Graham, Browns needed the offensive protection there because who knows who's going to be their
And they
quarterback.
also still suck.
But Ashton Jensen
Hey, the
definitely
Raiders
has the
still
potential.
suck.
No, they don't.
Okay, that's enough out of you two. Because we all know that my favorite pick in the draft was, of course, Jackson Dart, same as president of MCTV, Max Hochberg. But last but not least, worst decision of the draft. Derek, who was it?
This was so bad. It was absolutely mind-blowing. It made legitimately no sense. All right, so the Falcons, they are in the second round. You know what they do? They trade up. They trade up to the first round and draft James Pierce Jr. Okay, I understand the player, but guess what you gave up? You gave up a first-round pick next year. That first-round pick next year is going to be better than the slot at 26, number one. Also, number two, why? Like, what are we doing? It makes no sense to trade up. That 26 pick is going to be higher. I mean, and the class next year is going to be better. So the player that you could have drafted at your spot next year is going to be better than James Pierce Jr. Come on, think, people, think.
Is your argument that
Stupid.
is your argument that Atlanta drafted two of the same position?
We
Is that
love
what
a
you're- is
good
that what you're
end
angry
to
about?
We love a good end to prove your point, guys. We love a good end
So
to
the-
prove your
so-
point.
so the answer is yes.
And the damn player right there.
Lovely. So the answer is yes. He was angry at his pick because they drafted two of the same guy at the same position. Want to know what the Cleveland Browns did, Derek?
Dude,
I
it's
said
not
this
about the same
earlier.
position.
They
It's
said the
about
same
trade.
exact
Oh my
thing.
God.
The Cleveland Browns took two quarterbacks, just like the Falcons took two, I believe, edge rushers.
It was
If I
also in the first
if I'm
round.
correctly.
The Falcons in the same round. Your Brownies, third round, and then a fifth.
Well,
I'll go,
well.
wait, Nick,
Seems
wait,
like-
Nick.
Different rounds, Buckaroo.
No.
Different rounds,
It seems
Buckaroo.
like-
Listen,
Different rounds.
what's the most important?
It seems like the votes are in.
The quarterback, exactly.
But you
They
also need a
they
backup.
took two quarterbacks.
You can never
Why?
have enough
Stupid,
quarterbacks.
ridiculously stupid.
You can
Go
never
ahead, Nick. You
have
Okay,
enough
go
quarterbacks.
talk votes.
The votes are in. Shout out to our live studio audience voting on the show. Unfortunately, we can't pan to them right now because our jib is not plugged in. We'll have them up soon enough. Fan of the show, Jess Danzig. I'm pretty sure she's enjoying this, right, Jess?
What?
You enjoying this?
Of course.
I think
Team
she's.
Derek.
You got a fan.
Wow.
I hope so. I've been here for too long.
Oh yeah. Speaking
I'm
of,
getting old, man.
Congratulations on a
I'm
great
gonna-
career.
I'm an old man.
and if
Great
I'm not
career.
mistaken, I think this is your fifth
I don't
straight
know. I've
time
given
being
up.
on Prove Your Point.
Who knows the numbers?
Somehow, and I believe Lucas should have it updated in the back on you losing 4 straight times before entering this.
It's okay.
But-
I like to lose. It's about learning. See, it's not about losing. It's about learning and growing, or you win. So it's always a
Okay.
win.
It's getting hard to defend you, man. It really is.
I'm having some trouble reading the tally. I think, like,
You want some glasses?
actually, never mind. So, our winner for the final. Oh, there's our live studio audience, including host of the show, Johnny Martirano, Nate. We got a lot of the MCTV. Hi, President Max Hochberg, and Miles, Johnny. Hi. They're not waving back. Oh, now they are. Do we have the news shows? Where's Quinn? Okay, well, you know what? Time for me to announce the winner because it is Michael Duda. Congratulations, Derek. You go out on a 5-game losing streak.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, Derek, this is your last time on it. Actually, first, let me throw the paper. Derek, last time on the show.
Yeah. Oh well, I lose. Big whoop. Not a surprise. Happens all the time.
He's just a chill guy.
Hey, nobody likes me, so undervalued and underappreciated.
You know, the difference between you two, you're both loud. He's just annoying, but you always seem to have a point even if you're wrong. But that's all the time we have for you to prove your point. We're going to kick it back over to the desk where me and Derek are going to do an immaculate grid. And apparently we don't have any ad packages. Oh, we're ending the show? Oh, Derek.
Oh well, that's
Derek.
Oh, whoopsies.
Can we give Derek his ISO shot?
It's been great being here, bro.
Can we get Lucas go to camp 3?
Oh boy. What a
Derek,
day.
Derek, this is your go to Rome camp. Go to Rome camp, Lucas. This is your last time on halftime on the Hudson, and unexpectedly, we are cutting this short because we all want to go home. But
Fair enough.
say something to. You've been here for 4 years.
I mean,
Come
it was
on.
good. Freshman year coming in, MCTV awesome, mock draft awesome. Everything that I've done throughout my 4 years has been just awesome. There's no other words to describe it. And I'm just happy that I was able to do it with you guys throughout my entire 4 years. And Mike, it was a pleasure being a freshman and being able to do all this stuff with you and kind of use all my expertise and give it off to you.
Great teacher, Derek.
I don't know if our president wants to come out here too, because this is also his last show as well, as he's been here for 4 years as well. President for the last 2. Is that correct, Max? I know you're not dressed for the part, but
This is
So
this is my cow shirt.
you made a Jackson Dart pick that ended up he ended up going in the first round. But you know, do you have anything you
He
want to
did.
say as before we close out the show?
I'm very proud.
As a matter of fact, let's get everyone in.
Yeah. Hi, Derek.
Hi, President.
We got. I think we got one more senior out there, as this is his last show as well. Seniors, anything you want to say? Max,
Very proud
Derek?
of this show and all the other shows as well.
Yeah.
Just not prepared to come out here.
Love you, Max.
I
Oh,
know,
Derek.
but you know,
We're the
it's
youngs.
the last show of the year.
We're old
You're
men now.
leaving.
What a year it's been.
We've grown up.
I'd move back further, but Mike.
Can you? All right, Max, say something.
Wow.
We're giving you your
think-
moment.
I think
El
that
Presidente.
I think that Jackson Dart under Russ is going to be okay. I would have preferred if I think the Abdul Carter pick was better, which kind of everyone agrees with. And then there was something about picking Jackson Dart as a joke during the mock draft and it coming right back to the Giants that was pretty bittersweet. I also bet my roommate that if the Giants picked him up, I'd have to buy a jersey. So I guess I'm dropping 120 bones on that. Anyway, so it was a pretty good year. Yeah, I don't know.
Love you, boss.
Oh, thanks, Derek. Okay.
So, is that it?
I think that's it.
Well, that's all we have for you on this episode of Halftime on the Hudson. Everyone, have a great summer. We'll see you soon.